Well, good evening, everyone. It is Mr. Sunshine, and I am coming to you live right here, right now, this evening in a beautiful Tuesday night in a sunny evening here in Florida. And we had a special treat today. What we have here today is a Tao. This is a Tao Chinese ignition switch, and it came to me without any keys. And the customer said he needed a key made so we could get this thing going up and operating. So we're going to talk about this for just a few minutes. All right, so what this is made in China. And these Taos, Kymcos, all these Chinese scooters have been hitting the streets here in America. And what they use is a Kymco, KYM2 blank. Now, there's two blanks for this, KYM2 and a KYM2R, which would be the reverse of this. Instead of the groove being over here on the right, it would be over here on the left. And what you have to do is you have to make a key for this. Now, there's two ways you can make a key for this. One, you can impression it. That would be sticking a key inside and wiggling around, reading the little spaces on there and using a file and filing it down. Well, you know what? You're going to spend a lot of time and a lot of blanks trying to get it done, and we don't have that much time because I don't want to be here all night long. So what you do on these Chinese scooter locks, number one, you're going to peel this cap off. These are staked on. You take a screwdriver, tap it back this way, tap it back that way, put a screwdriver, and then you can remove the cap like that. This electrical switch, somebody at some point in time tried taking this out. I don't recommend taking this out because you can see the way the metal is pressed over it. All right, this is the way they do it in China. And normally on the Japanese, like the Hondas, Suzuki's, Kawasaki's, Vespas, and stuff like that, there's actually a plate with screws that hold it in place. Well, they just press fit them in. Well, somebody at some point tried to take a screwdriver to pry this out. Well, you're not going to pry. You're going to break the plastic long before you do this pot metal right here. So I don't recommend doing that, and you don't have to. Once you have that out, this exposes the fork lock. That's the fork lock here. It's a very basic pot metal cheap system here that China made in order to ship them over to America. Now, to get the cylinder out, there's a pin that needs to be drilled out. They press a pin down in there, and I'm going to show you why, because it rides on a groove inside this cylinder to keep it from coming out. So you go ahead and you drill that. I use a drill press. You get it down. Once you go through, you don't want to go all the way through because then you're going to drill through the cylinder plug, and then you're going to have a real problem because then you're not going to be able to have the ignition operate correctly. So once you get that out, you'll feel it drop. Once you drill the pin, it'll drop about a 16th or a 32nd of an inch. You'll feel it, and you'll stop right there. As a matter of fact, if you look down in that hole, I don't think you can see it, but you can see the cylinder turning down in there. All right, so now what you're going to do, you have to get the cylinder turned in order to slide it out because this piece is riding on this fork lock. So we use the shim, all right, or take a pick. All right, I use a pick and a shim. You slide it alongside, and once I had it turned, I could just go ahead and pull it out, and it slides out just like that, okay? Now, once you have it out, this is what you're looking at. You're going to be looking at those wafers. This is 6 wafers on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 wafers on one side of the plug. So you're going to take a blank. You slide the blank in there. And by using the framing code machine or a file, if you don't have a code machine, you're going to file it down until it's flat. You see that, how nice and flat that is? Once you pull the key out, you can see these all have to be flat along there in order for it to turn in the cylinder. So we go ahead, we do it on one side. We went ahead to customer wanted 2 keys. So we go ahead and make it 2 keys. You can see nice and smooth all the way across right there like that. So there it is, KYKM2. This will actually fit his, now that we have it for all of the 6 wafers, this will fit his gas cap if he has a helmet lock on the side, because theoretically one key fits them all. In the gas cap, they may only put 4 of the wafers. In the helmet, maybe 3. So if I made a key for that, it wouldn't fit the ignition. So that's why I always recommend sending me the ignition in order to make the key. Now, once we go to put this back in, now there's the groove while we're at it. Once we pound a pin in, this is the groove that pin is going to ride in. All right, right here, this would actually be the same diameter. This pin will keep it from moving and sliding back out, okay? So that pin, once it's drilled, pound it down in there. Don't pound it too far, because then you're going to bind it up on a plug, and then you're going to have a hard time turning this. So you're going to get it down there just enough. They give you enough room right there in order to lock it down so the cylinder don't pop out. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we're going to put this right back in here as we did, taking it out. It's going to go in there. How's that going in there? I got to put this down. And just like that, and there it is. Now, because the cylinder doesn't have that plug, you can see it's on the top. So we got to time it. We want to time it so that it's in the position we want. This would be in the lock position. So when you have it on your motorcycle, you have it locked, so we know that's in the lock. The fork is locked. When you go ahead and put the key in and turn it, it pulls the bolt back. It would be in the off position. You can pull the key out. When you're ready to drive it, you put the key to there. Key won't come out. It's timed to operate the 5 electrical wires that are coming off. So, and then that's where we're going to put that. That's where we're going to go ahead and put that pin down in there. So we're going to leave it in the off position. We're going to go ahead now. We're going to turn this upside down. We're going to lock this down to my little vise, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to find a pin this diameter. I'm not going to use this naturally, but I'm going to find a piece of metal like that. It's going to slide down in there just like that. We're going to cut it off, and then we're going to peen it over so that it'll stay in there. So now, by using this here as such, you can go ahead and turn the key and not have to worry about it working and pulling the key in and out as it's done. So there it is. I'll go ahead and put that in right now, peen it over, put this cover plate. The cover plate just rests right back on here like that. We'll then go ahead, tap this in, stake it on both sides, and boom, you're going to have another ignition that'll fit the rest of his vehicle, and he'll be back up and running again. So if you have a Tao, if you have a Kymco, or any of those Chinese scooters, and as a matter of fact, I do the videos for YouTube. People around the country, I've actually had them send me their ignition switch from Wisconsin. I think I had another one come from Nevada and New York so far, along with all the other locks that we do. So if you have a lock and you don't have a key and you can't find a locksmith in your neighborhood, you give me a call, 561-693-8636. You can ship it down to me. I'll key it. I'll do a video, and we'll ship it right back, probably, most likely the same day. So pick up that phone, 561-693-8636. Mr. Sunshine, Locksmith Eddy, coming to you live right here in a beautiful Tuesday, South Florida evening. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a great day. Woo!